Hello everyone, welcome back to Breaklight Productions. My name is Curtis Lambert and today we're reacting to another AESPA music video, this time for Whiplash. Let's jump on into it. Ooh, that's a cool VFX shot. Ooh, what camera was that? Wait, what? Is this gonna all be film gear? Oh my god, this is gonna give me so much to talk about. I'm about to geek out on tech gear here. Awesome lighting on them though. Ooh, cool background change. Oh, the editing is so punchy. As always, like K-pop and J-pop music videos, the editing is just so punchy because it doesn't just fit the beat, it fits the choreography as well. And like the camera's doing crazy work. Awesome. Nice highlights there. Oh, that's cool lighting. Oh, it's from a car headlight. Awesome. Whoa, that was a VFX shot and a half. Nice front light. Looks like maybe red backlight with a front side light of white. That's cool. Yeah, the editing is just crazy. Oh my god, so much gear to talk about. Everyone watching this is gonna be like, please talk about the actual like music video and not just about the camera gear shown in the music video. And I think if you know me, you know what I'm about to do, is talk about all the camera gear that's shown in this music video. But yeah, that was awesome. That was great. Again, every single K-pop and J-pop music video we've watched, like the editing, the camera work, as I said, it is such a like square of like 4 points that all work together in tandem, which is to basically like make this you know, awesome edited music video, which is the, you know, the choreography works in tandem with the cinematography, works in tandem with the song, works in tandem with that editing, and just everything, yeah, like everything just works. And like, you know, it's such a like, the companies that make these music videos just have such an understanding of like how to shoot them, how to edit them, how to, you know, basically like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like how to make a just banner music video again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And I can understand some people would look at, you know, all of these music videos and be like, but, you know, essentially when you break it down, it's the same thing. It's like just jump in scene to scene, like blah blah blah. But like, I don't know, like to me, if they're still executing it at such a high level, like who gives a shit? You know, like it keeps you, like for me, like I'm watching this and being enthralled because every single scene they show me is executed at such a high level that I'm like, oh fuck, that's really cool light. Oh, that's an interesting effect. I've never thought of doing that. Um Whereas, you know, other people would be, you know, enthralled because they're really into the song or they're really into the dancing or they're really into whatever. Um, you know, I think you sort of have to be into one of those elements to sort of, yeah, like get it, you know. If you like, I, I could see someone who likes just pure narrative music videos, who has no interest in K-pop and no interest in cinematography and lighting, seeing music videos like this and being like, you know. But that's, you know, the like, you know, there's always going to be haters or whatever. But to me, every K-pop and J-pop music video I've watched, I've just been like, how the hell did they do that? Like, you know, because there's a billion fucking awesome ideas shoved into each one. So let's actually talk about it. Um, like always beautiful balanced lighting in these like opening, I'd say up until like sort of when we go outside, like this whole beginning, everything's nice and balanced lighting on them. It's all on a set. And you'll see, like, look at every single one of these shots where they're seen to camera. Do you notice anything? Every single one has an eye light. Even when the girls are stacked behind each other, every and looking in different directions, every single one has an eye light. That is how we as like humans watching films, TV, whatever, that's how we know something's like alive, and how it looks pretty and blah blah blah. I mean, like, eye light is such an important integral part of cinema that animation copies it in their works as well, which, you know, if it wasn't important, why would animators do it? If you watch, yeah, like anime or even like Disney films or whatever, you'll see that they put those little bits of white right in the eyes, again telling us that the character is like alive and living, and like it makes us feel connected to them. um so okay, I'll do the camera gear talk towards the end. But yeah, like choreography, editing, like cinematography, it's all fucking great in this and super punchy. When we go outside, I love this sort of whip around shot to her on the balcony, and you get those nice natural flares coming down. Like, that's fucking beautiful. And then if we just keep going, yeah, this headlight shot, super super cool. Nice zoom out. Could be in camera, but also could be Yeah, hard to say. I think it's well, no, actually, I don't know. That could be in camera, but it also could be artificial, like done in post. Either way, doesn't matter. Like it's a fucking beautiful shot, and all that is getting her to like lay in the headlight of the car. But this is the thing: is it just that? Well, not really. Like most headlights of cars, and look, I don't know what type of car this is, but most headlights of cars are given a wider beam than that. So what they've probably actually done is they've put a cover on the headlight that only allows that little bit of light to come out. Assuming, of course, that it is the actual headlight. Like it could be a fake light that's just hidden in front of the car. But then, they've also got the other headlight like lighting up the two girls there in the background. They've also got all of this blue ambient light around. Like, because think about it, we're meant to believe that this is like nighttime, but nighttime isn't blue. Nighttime is, black. You can't see at night. So, like, what that would also be lights. And then they've also got this lit up yellow sort of doorway directly behind. Like it's just. Oh, and actually, no, was about to stop there, but you've also got this hand in the foreground that's in this red light. So there's so many layers to even just a shot like that where you're just like, oh, wow, like the headlight on her looks incredible. But in reality, there's like five other lights in that scene, all adding and taking away different things. So like, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of fucking work that goes into these music videos. Um, a lot of the later dance choreography stuff, super simple. Most of it's just a front light off to the side. Nothing wrong with that. Like it adds mood. It allows them to play more with the shadows, which are gonna give extra layers of like movement to them, which is awesome. Um and yeah, I think that's, and obviously like I also noticed that there's bits where like there's quick flashes of words that come up on screen and such. That's really cool as well. Like I'd have to go through and see, what secret messages there are there, but yeah, that's really awesome. But now let's talk about the film gear shown. let's nerd out. So, um, looks like I'm trying to see if, oh, that is such a quick pan from that camera. So I'm gonna try and stop it at the. Nah, it's got too much motion blur. So I'll start with what the pink-haired chick has. And now, of course, like this is a whole different culture. I'm approaching this as a, guy working in Australia. While there's definitely things that transfer over and stuff, don't take my word that everything I say is like correct here, because brands are probably different. There's probably slightly different like tech used and stuff, like yeah, so just be aware of that. Like I might say, oh yeah, that's a aperture 300, but it could be a completely different brand that South Korean filmmakers or Japanese filmmakers or whatever use. Like I don't know every worldwide brand. But yeah, essentially what we've got here is we've got a combo stand, which is, oh god, like that in itself is a massive talking point, because you've got so many different types of lighting stands. But the simplest way of putting it is it's a heavy duty lighting stand. And you've got essentially I would probably say that that would be a 300 or 6, like if it was an aperture light, it would be a 300 or 600 X put into it with a Fresnel attachment put on the front. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna give you like a lot of lighting, and you can sort of play with the lens to sort of focus it a bit more or give it sort of wider berth as well. So that's super cool. Then, oh, actually, that might be a better camera shot there. There we go. What is that? I don't even know what fucking brand that is. It's like... Yeah, it's like, it's just too small for me to like see what brand or whatever it is, but it says 8K, so it must be an like, you know, a camera that shoots in 8K. So it's 100% like a cinema camera. And what you've got it on here is like, you know, you've got a massive cine lens on the front there. Cine lenses are huge. They're also really fucking expensive. Like, honestly, people don't realize how much goes into like high-end movies and stuff. Like an actual cinema lens, like what you'd use for you know, a Marvel film or whatever. And this is sort of what they've got on the front here. A lens like that could go for like 20 grand. And like, not even kidding, just one lens could be 20 grand. Like, there are entire sets of lenses that are gonna set you back tens of thousands of dollars. And so most of the time for a job like that, people just rent them. And like, don't get me wrong, that rent's still a lot of money, but you know, the production isn't having to buy the lenses, they just rent it from a rental company. You've also got barn doors on the front. So barn doors are like, you know, these little flaps that can open and close. And what that allows you to do is cut off like different areas of light from reaching the lens. If you don't want flares or glares coming from, let's say, the left of frame, well, then you just, you know, close the left flap a little, you know, from above, from below, etc, etc. So yeah, super cool seeing that. Then, oh, actually there was a closer shot in there. It's so quick. But now we get to the cool stuff. So there's a massive contraption to the right of this black-haired chick. What the hell is that? Well, what that is, it's a crane on, or some people say a jib arm, on a dolly system. And that dolly system is, by the looks of it, a doorway dolly, which is basically you have sort of two types of dollies. There are ones that can run on tracks, which we also see in here. But then there are also ones that are basically like trolleys where, they don't have to be on tracks. You can just move them wherever you want. You can also get really big, which I would say this one here is, you can get really big dollies that can do both. They actually have smaller wheels that you can clip down that will make it glide on the tracks, but then you can also take it off and push it around, wherever you want, just on flat ground. The massive crane arm or jib arm, that can be controlled either manually by a person, or you can have it, it has a remote control. It can be entirely motorized. We can also see a monitor hanging off the side here. That's telling your crane operator or your guy, pressing the buttons and all of that. Like, it's allowing him to see what the hell he's getting, which is, super useful. And then you've got the actual camera on a stabilizer attached to the far end of that arm there. So yeah, super cool seeing that. Like, one of these you can shoot everything and anything on, if of course you have the room for it. Like, they take up a lot of space. If you're trying to film, like if I was trying to film with something in here, probably wouldn't fit. But if you have a set where you can freely move around and stuff, like they are a lifesaver. Because they allow you to do any type of dolly tracking shot, booming up, booming down, pushing in, pulling out. Like, you can pan with it, like any movement you want to do, like this automatically like frees you up to do any of that stuff. So really cool. Let's see what else we got in here. There's some other little glimpses of tech stuff in there. Nothing super exciting to talk about with those. But what I do want to get is back to that headlight shot. You will actually, so there you go. Like that in the background, we could see the tracks laid out for a dolly. And, one of them is on that dolly. So that's your other sort, one that runs fully off tracks. And tracks are interesting because it's super smooth, super great, but you have to get the balance perfect. Like, you have to, and you can actually see it here, which is great. There's a block of wood just right where that dolly's wheels are that they've had to put in there to make it perfectly flat. And that's the reality of it. Like, you have to, if you're a dolly grip and you're laying down tracks, you have to make sure it is like balanced. You're going across with the with a bubble, laying it there, making sure it's not off square or whatever, because you need it as like flat as possible. If there's any dips or whatever, it could damage the track because of the weight of the dolly. But also, if it's like going like that or whatever, you have some poor bugger that's going to be pushing or pulling that thing. He's going to lose control. Because again, it's really fucking heavy. So like, you've in general got to keep it flat, or as flat as possible. So just really cool seeing this stuff and being able to actually show it to you all in a music video. So Super cool music video. Thank you for recommending it. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.